Hi everybody, it's Ed Lyons at Flint Optometry in Wolverhampton, and this morning I've had the pleasure of working with Mr. Jonny Carter.
Hello.
So it's been quite a while since Johnny's had his eyes examined, maybe 20, 25 years, something like that.
Ballpark, yes.
And has been shooting pretty well, pretty consistently. And it's been having some sessions with Ed Solomons in a way to optimise technique and also overcome a little bit of an eye dominance issue that we may have uncovered. So today we've had a little look at 10 key visual skills for Jonny, which we've managed to assess and compare you against people in your peer group, and the results were really rather good. So there's lots of areas of Johnny's vision that are working better than I was anticipating, and some key areas where we can make some pretty fundamental changes and modifications to the way Jonny sees. Jonny sees really, really well with both eyes open, but has to put some effort in order to do that. So we've discovered that the Jonny frown, as well as being aesthetically pleasing, of course, is actually having a physical effect of making him see better, because he's having to put that effort in. So it doesn't come clearly, crisply, and naturally. There's effort in order to see as well as you do. And we noticed that when we took your right eye out of the equation, the left eye, that performance kind of plummeted.
It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. But you've managed to find workarounds for that. And we think that potentially maybe some of the eye dominance or visual confusion is partly down to the fact that the data that's coming from that side is maybe down-tuned. So we've got good data coming from the right, slightly less good data coming from the left, and maybe that's muddying the whole picture. So through a combination of some high-performance prescription shooting glasses, some 2D online sports vision training, and some 3D real-world training, we're going to look to make sure that your visual system has gone from good to great. So we want to try and make you see as best as you possibly can. So how have you sort of found the whole experience?
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. You are an amazing communicator, so there wasn't a moment where I wasn't getting quality information, and also me trying to put that together with information that I've learned in the past was a lot. The first part was brilliant, really enjoyed that, even just having my eyes diagnosed. And you said quite rightfully, you can do this on a computer, but you're not going to get that feedback and that conversation, really understanding what you need and why you needed to get there. And the difference when you then took those lenses out at the end, from perfect to my eyes, almost made me cry.
Yeah, and this is, as we said, this is what you've become accustomed to, that is normal. And we now know that we've got a whole load of extra gears to go through to give you more comfortable, clearer, sharper vision. So it's going to be good.
Then we went into the other room and checked my peripheral vision and actually took photos of my eyes. That was amazing.
Yeah.
My eyeballs are healthy.
Yeah, they're really good. And using the OCT scanner for you, it helps us to look at areas of your eyes that I can't physically look at without that equipment. And as Johnny's young, we're not expecting to find anything problematic or pathological there. But if we don't do these tests and assessments, there can be certain things that we can miss. Some of which, as we discussed, can be limiters on your performance from a shooting perspective, and others can have serious consequences for your general health. Because
there's a medical side to some of the issues you can find in the other room.
Very much so. And sometimes I'll have clients who'll come to see me like yourself, and we think that the fix is going to be straightforward, but due to the battery of tests that we sort of put you through, we can then find that there are some things that may be more complicated. Something that might be a systemic issue that needs fixing through the GP, or something that is maybe a physiological eye issue that might require surgical intervention, or things which are even more serious. And happily with your case, your visual system is physiologically pretty much perfect. It's a refractive thing where it's the astigmatism and the long sight that we need to deal with yourself. And potentially, because of the amount of screen work that you do, just giving you some exercises to run through to look at expanding other areas of your vision is going to be advantageous.
So once we sorted out what the problem was with my eyes in terms of getting that vision correct, and then having a look to make sure there was nothing seriously medically wrong with them, we went into the other room, which was a little more humiliating. I was feeling quite good going into that moment. When we go into the other room, there's all of the machines that actually test how well your eyes communicate with your brain.
Yep.
Is that a good way of putting it?
Exactly right. Yeah.
And seeing where I was quite strong and where I was very, very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but to be fair, there weren't really many areas where you were very, very bad. There were more areas where Jonny was better than I was expecting, and some areas which give us a real opportunity to improve. And that's the sort of thing that just putting glasses on won't fix those little areas. It's more about that neurovisual input, how to make somebody be able to process the data that their eyes are transmitting to the brain and do that more effectively, and how to then engage with the environment in a more accurate and faster way.
And like you said, a lot of those things are trainable, which is where the sports vision side to this comes together.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully, with the training pack, I can come back and do those tests better in a year's time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're going to do is, once Jonny's had time to go through some of the sports vision training kit and the online work, then the glasses will be ready, and they can take 3, 4, 5 weeks, because they're precision made lenses. They're not going to be something that just exists in a warehouse and they just put together. They're going to be specifically blended and made for you. We're then going to have a session with Mr. Solomons again to go through how this new visual perception might affect your pickup point, your visual hold, your gun speed, the technique that you're going to use, and then we can stitch all of that together with the goal of making you see better and shoot better.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what the results are.
Yep.
Preliminary thoughts is that it can't make it worse.
Well, you say that.
Okay.
This is why...
Please don't put doubt in my mind.
This is why having that session with Ed is going to be really valuable, because sometimes having the glasses on can be such a fundamental change because you're not accustomed to it. Then you might find that you're missing some targets, because if you're trying to approach a target in the same technique as when you had vision X, now you've got vision Y, you might then need to put a different method together. That's the good word, isn't it? Method. Might need to put a different method together to make sure that you connect.
If in doubt, dumb it down.
Absolutely.
Bring it to my level. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it's going to be a revelation. It certainly was a revelation today. Some of the things I've learnt, seen, and the most important thing over all of that is there's now a baseline.
Yep.
And establishing that as a sports person, sort of, roughly speaking, is actually important, because I love running and I time my runs. With shooting, it's hard with sporting to get any baseline because every course is different. But at least now with your body and my eyes, certainly I've got somewhere to start from, or at least just maintain my mediocrity for life.
That's the one.
Right, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
A brilliant moment in
Fantastic.
life.
Great.
Thank you.
All
Just
right.
as good as I thought it would be.
And we'll probably do a little follow-up video. It's going to be on TGS Outdoors. When Jonny actually has his glasses, we'll do a little session with Ed and see how it all comes together. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.